Hey guys, I'm Matt with 86 Gaming, and what we're going to be doing is taking a look at making another small mini ITX build. So this will be my second build log, and we got some really good stuff to put into it. Not quite like the Manta. It'll hopefully save you a few bucks here and there. So if you're looking for something affordable, there is small catches left and right with this one, but ultimately it's going to be a pretty awesome machine for a pretty good price. So stay tuned if you're interested, and I'll definitely always, like I do, put links to where to get some of the stuff at if you're interested in this, and leave me a comment if you have any questions, and we'll get into it just now. So let's roll the intro and take a look at some of the parts that I already have. Okay, real quick overview on the parts we're using. This is a Gigabyte G1 Gaming with Windforce Edition 380X, and I'm pretty excited about this because I picked it up for just under 200 bucks, probably about 190 with the $10 rebate, be about 180. It's a really nice card. It's got illuminated side right there where Windforce is when it's under load, and it's got silent low power feature where those lights will come on when it's either stopped or low power. This is a great looking card, and it's going to go great in our ITX build case. It's powered by one single 8-pin rail, and that's going to make it really easy because we got a power supply that's a little overkill anyways for it. So on next, we're going to be looking at the SSD. This is a Vector 180 by OCZ, which is owned by Toshiba. And when it comes to their SSDs, I'm always pretty happy with them. It's one of the little more expensive ones, and I would probably recommend, if you're trying to save a few bucks, go with the Trion series. You're not going to notice a difference, and it's inconsequential to us and our human eyes. And when it comes to SSDs, you really just look for that 500 read-write, and you're pretty good. You don't have to worry so much about IOPS, as that's more of a not so much consumer worry. It's my opinion anyways. You may or may not disagree, but I think it's 850 Evo good for what it is, and the Trion series will definitely save you about 40 bucks. But we went with the Vector 180 240 gigabyte SSD to put our operating system and immediate programs on. Next, we got a Corsair power supply. When it comes to Corsair, I often complain that they cost too much and that you can always do a little bit better, but for the CX850M I got on clearance at Tiger Direct, it's definitely overkill as far as power goes, but you never really want to cheap out on your power supply either. You always want to be 80 plus certified, whether it's just 80 plus certified, 80 plus bronze, so on and so forth, up and higher. But, you know, I like Corsair's power supplies. I always have. I think they're a great option for any case, for any situation. Just take care and get you a good power supply, whatever it may be. Next, we're going to be using the Phanteks Enthoo Evolv ITX tower. This is one of my favorite towers, and was my favorite ITX tower until the Manta came out. After I built in the Manta, I said, I'm not going to really mess with these too much anymore. It just kind of lost its spot to second place on my list. But it's a wonderful tower to build in. It's got a lot of room. It's great for water cooling if you upgrade to that in the future. Beautiful side panel, a nice way to hide your cables there too, and a half basement so you can still see the power supply. It's definitely on top of my list as far as a good looking power supply. I lied, a good looking tower, and you know, I don't know what else really to say about it. Now, the i5 6400 processor is what we're going to be using in this build. It's not overclockable, and that's fine because the H110 motherboard that we'll be using, you can't worry about that much anyway. So it's a nice processor for 180 bucks. Next, I've got a little aftermarket heatsink, just because I can't stand the way that the stock one looks. Stock one's perfectly acceptable, but since we're not overclocking, I just went with something a little different to give it a little more style. Something that looks a little better, I think, in the case, and is low profile. Not that it matters with the size of this ITX tower. Moving on, taking a look at these lights. These lights are awesome. Awesome. $18. $18. Go to Newegg, pick them up. They're LOGISYS lights. I'll put links to all this down there. If you haven't seen these things in action, then here's the Manta build where you can see how it worked in the Manta build. So yeah, how about those lights, huh? $18. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. I was skeptical. I was skeptical when I picked them up that, hey, these aren't going to work that great, but I was surprised. And, you know, they come with a really neat remote, which I actually have right here. And as you can see in the man to build there, and well, you just watched the video. I'm not going to mess with it right now. You just watched the video. I'm actually going to go start putting some of that stuff into the little ITX tower, the Evolv ITX tower that we have, and go ahead and start working on it. The rest of the parts come tomorrow, and I'll start working on the part 2 of this, which will be the conclusion. I won't make this a 3-parter, and get it together and get it looking good. Now, if you're interested, by the way, any of the ones I build, I don't keep. I don't do anything special with. I just relist them onto eBay as, you know, new gaming computers, personal built. And you're welcome to go there and check it out. I actually have a link to it in the description below, but I'll have a link to it on my actual page where the banner is. There's a link to the eBay there. If you're interested in buying something pre-built or just looking at whatever I put up there, sometimes I put up used parts or things that I bought and forgot about and don't use. And yeah, well, that's pretty much it with that. But let me go get started on putting some stuff in this tower so that we can start doing the second one. And I'll try to be a little more in depth with what I'm doing in case you're just really new to this and you're trying to learn. I want to be able to help you understand what I'm doing, because I know last time I really wasn't. Skip the parts where, you know, you show me mounting the AIO onto the GPU, and that's not beneficial to some people who don't get to see that, or wondering if this is my first build, you know, I'm going to spend this kind of money on it, then I want to be able to do it right. Well, you know, if you have any questions, hit me up and ask me, and I'll do what I can to help you. And if I can't help you, I will find somebody that can, or I'll refer you somewhere that can answer the questions much better than I can. So anyways, get subscribed, guys. Like it if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, and leave me a comment, and we can have a conversation about whatever you want to talk about. I don't know if you really like, you know, Siamese cats or those ones that look like aliens, then you know, leave a comment, and we'll talk about that if you'd like. But yeah, let's roll the outro. I'm gonna go start playing in that tower out there. So thanks for watching this.